Hey, this is Haley.
And this is Heather.
And you're watching the Dunnit Sisters, a Kansas City true crime podcast. This episode is on the murder of Carrie Blewett, and her family invited us into their home and told us a little bit about her and what actually occurred that fateful day. Thanks for watching.
What's your favorite memory of your mom?
Her cooking.
Her cooking?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Her barbecues.
Yeah.
She barbecue all the time for family gatherings and everything.
The life of the party, actually.
Really?
Just about every other day.
It don't have to be no party. But when she gave birthday parties, there was parties. You know, she opened her home to anybody. That's what kind of person she was. She had a free heart, caring heart. It didn't matter if you was a stranger. She didn't know you. You was welcome. She would feed you.
Goofy.
She loved her family, her kids. She did anything for them, anything. Like we was close. All of us, we was close.
So you're the second oldest.
I'm the second oldest.
Third.
Third oldest. Okay. And
And then Mae. Carrie.
Thought she was older than everybody.
Yeah.
She thought she was everybody's mama. You know, when she went missing, she called mom. She called mom.
Me and Mama, we was at the
Grocery store.
Yeah, we was at one of the stores. And she said she would be over there. It was like the 13th. It was the 13th. So we knew someone right, but she never showed up on July the 13th. She never showed up.
Was there plans? There's plans to show up?
Yeah, she shows up, calls every single day.
okay.
Every single day. So the
She'll make
14th
sure she check in with either my grandma, us, her sisters.
every single day.
No matter what time of day it was, she can call you at 4 o'clock in the morning talking about, sister, what y'all doing? In the bed, at work.
so when she called you and your mom on the 13th, you guys were shopping, and she said she was going to meet you there.
She was on her way to my mother's house.
She was on her way to your mom's house.
Yes.
Yep. Do you remember what? Sweetie pie. Do you remember what time she called?
It was sometime in the evening.
In the evening.
It was grocery shopping.
And you guys were grocery shopping, and then she never showed up.
She never showed up. 14, we knew something wasn't right because nobody heard from her. So she never showed up at Mama's house. So after that, the 15th is when everybody started panicking. Just like they said, she checks in every single day. Every day, all day.
It was like the weekend.
Yes.
So we thought, you know, okay, well, the weekend passed, then Monday came, we still ain't heard from her.
So we knew something wasn't right.
We went to the police station. One police station on Merriam Drive, I think, South Patrol, told us they didn't have no officers in there to take our report. So we goes down to 75th and Prospect. We talked to him. We show him a picture. He was like, oh yeah, I seen her. Okay.
Right.
We like, well,
Yes.
we haven't heard from her, and we know something ain't right. This is at the exact word. They told us, oh, she's grown. Grown people come up missing or gone. So they wouldn't take our report.
It's been 2 days by then?
It was the weekend. Yeah. So then we waited. My mom called the station, and it was I believe it was a younger officer. He came to her house. He took a report because he told her if that was his family member, he would want somebody to know. So that's how we got a report. Then so we start calling the missing person report. Missing person. They never returned our call. We try to reach out to the news people to try to get on the news to talk about our sister missing. Nobody ever.
So we got a team together, family together. We went past out flyers and door to door searching. But they said they seen her last seen in the 51st and College area, Indiana. And we told the police that. Okay, when the man on 51st, where she was last seen, when they left his house, he said it was like 4 in the morning. Her and the other guy went walking up 51st Street. They turned up College. But what's crazy is they did tell us the next day. I mean, that same morning, the dude that she was seen with, he was seen walking from Slow Parkway by himself without my sister. His mother said, 'cause we went to talk, we was knocking everybody that we heard she was last seen with, we went investigating ourselves. So the mother said that when she seen her son, they had a funeral. As a matter of fact, it was his grandma's funeral that morning. And she said she was driving and she seen him walking from 47 like up Slow Parkway by himself. Like, what are you doing? Are you not going to your grandma's funeral? She's like, no, he was going to catch the bus back to his grandmother's house. I guess that's where he was staying at the time. But it's just awfully strange how you were seen leaving with her and then you seen by yourself that morning, like 7, 8 o'clock that same morning by yourself. And she said that her son had like nervous, paranoid or something, like I'm about to just catch the bus to my grandma. So she's like, you're not going to your grandmother's funeral or something. And he was like, no, you're about to catch the bus. Right. That was kind of weird to me too. We told Leslie that too. So.
Is that woman still alive? Which one? The mom of that man.
See, we don't know her.
Mm-mm.
It's just like the building where they was
tips
at.
and the leads that people was telling us was leading us back to there. So we'd go question them and ask them, and she was like, yeah. And just telling and gotten information, everything was just adding up, and we just turning in everything we found out to the detective.
Even my sister's close friend at the apartment building where the guy's mother stayed in, he was telling us.
Yeah.
That's how we knew.
Because he
The
was
mother
there that
stayed in the
morning, the 13th. As a matter of fact, she was there. She was at his house when she called us.
The day that they had found the body, I was at work. I got a call from my cousin, and my cousin said that a bystander walking smelled the odor, and they called the police. So so we went down there. You know, we kind of had a feeling because that was like the area that she, be in. We went down there, but we had to wait because they were still in the area. They came up there and we were like, well, was it her? They were like, they couldn't tell us. I said, well, she got tattoos, and we gave them the description of her tattoo. So once they left, we went down in that area where she was, where they found it. One of our cousins that kind of real thin, she went down in like the little wooded area and found the exact clothes that she had on the day that we told them that she was missing.
Her shoes, her underwear, her
pink tank top.
They didn't bag this stuff?
No,
It doesn't sound like they searched.
no.
They did search.
They did?
But they told us not to say anything when we called them back and told them we found her clothes. That's how we knew it was my sister.
Not to say anything, but because your guys are the ones who found it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we found the clothes, the exact clothes that we told the police them that what she had on, that she was wearing. There was the clothes that was found over there. So when we called back, then we called.
Yep, they
back.
circled that crime scene, circled back around.
They told us not to say nothing
about us finding the clothes. Because it was not too far from where her body was found. Which if we would have got help sooner, we probably would have found, been able to identify her. Mm-hmm. But she was so badly decomposed.
Do you know how?
She was shot in the head.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, her body was too decomposed for them to even tell if that was her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we knew because they said something about they could still see like a little piece of her tattoo.
Her skin,
Her tattoo.
she had that little tattoo right there, but how they had to do it there, from her body being so decomposed, so they had to send the skull to
Over to New York.
yeah, we went and get the the death certificate and the medical thing, they told us she was shot in the head.
One time, the back of the head.
No. Shot, I think.
Did they do toxicology?
They did nothing. They didn't do nothing. I mean, you know, when we asked them, they were like, well, they couldn't find nothing because they saying it was so decomposed. So whatever she had, or if it was evidence on her, they wouldn't have, well, that's what they tell us. We don't know.
Like that.
And another thing I'm thinking, they never got my sister's phone. They just got the phone record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I asked the detective, I said, I didn't heard so much that you can ping the towers where they was last at. She was like, well, we can't do that. So I'm like, what you mean? So I had went off on her. I had went off on her. Because this is my sister. Y'all already didn't, look, y'all treated us wrong when we tried to make a report. If y'all would have helped us in the first place, maybe we would have found her when she wasn't so decomposed. We probably couldn't save her, but we could have found her. You know?
Evidence.
Yeah.
Right.
They should make a fire.
Absolutely
She's a fire.
right.
So I know she did not go down without
She
a fire.
probably had evidence on her. Cause she don't care who it is. Yeah, I don't care if it was like 5 people. She's gonna fight. She might not win, but she would have fought.
The area that she was last seen, what's there? I mean, is it like a
It's a
house?
wooded area. It's a house.
Oh.
Well, the last place that she was around the corner of somebody's house. And he said my sister and some guy walked up. It was like 4 in the morning. The morning of the 14th, I believe. So last time she was saying, what was that side? Was it 51st? Where was the house? It was a corner house. She went walking towards 51st in College with some guy. This is what we was told. And after that, nothing.
After she said that she was on her way.
She never showed up. So the night of the 13th, she was with the guy. I guess they was drinking and hanging out.
This was like,
Okay.
yeah.
So he said that her and the guy, I can't use his name, I
It's
guess.
whatever's.
You're comfortable with, yeah.
Okay.
It's all good.
He,
Well, here it
they
is.
was walking
They was
out
at somebody's
yes,
house. They was at this house. Her and
on the corner.
another guy and the person that owned that house.
Right.
You know, he knows what took place. He know what took place. The person of that
And she
house
was last
knows
seen with-
what took place.
Mhm.
Cause he was shaking really bad, you know, like, cause he's talking about he gotta live in this
Oh,
area.
yes, he started crying. He
Yeah,
started crying.
cause I put my hands on his shoulder, you know. I'm like, you know. He started shaking and like, I gotta live in this area. So he knows what took place. You know, like I said, we turned a lot of this into, even the house that it was supposed to.
You turned in the address and the person's name.
All that.
Do you know if he was ever questioned by the police?
Yes, that question.
Okay.
As she says.
And the house, like, cause she was found on 51st in College, for some reason, the house up the street,
Never
her house,
got it.
where everything supposed that took place or whatever. They never went and checked that out, Milo.
A friend of my sister, you know, he was also telling us to go over to these places and where the people that she walked off with, where they was going, cause she called him. She called him, and he kept asking us this because he the one told us like where to go. And you know, we like we said, we turned all this in. Alonzo told us he turned a big tip into him, and we never heard about it.
Anything. Then we got a new detective. We don't know who the new detective is working her case.
We talked to that detective like twice, and I told him, I said, well, look here, we turned a lot of evidence into Heather. I said, we turned the recorders to Heather Leslie. I said, and we didn't give address, names. He was like, well, I'm gonna look into. I said, y'all need to go canvass this area and talk to the people. He's like, I'm gonna go talk, see what I can find out, and I'll get back in touch with you. We ain't heard nothing.
And everybody kept giving us tips and leads, so we kept calling them in. My sister would contact Alonzo Washington, which he would have tips and stuff and turn into the detective, which we never heard from her again. Then it was a new detective on the case. We never knew who that was. My mom and my sister kept calling when nobody returned calls. To this day, nothing.
And when we was calling Detective Heather Leslie, like we turned in tips, we turned in even a recording.
Yes.
A recording.
Someone called her phone.
Your phone.
And that was just strange. Talking about her mother, what happened, the situation.
Like they knew everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's going on?
My mother was friends with the girl that I'm talking about, like drug buddies. They got high together and stuff. Like my mother doesn't even know your mother. She doesn't know anything about it. She just was with the girl and she was told her about what happened. You know, she came to her after it happened. We were staying on.
Do you know what day she came to your mother? Me and my family don't know what day my mom actually died.
Actually wasn't prepared for this. It just came up last night. I don't know. I didn't even know this was like the year anniversary or nothing. I just actually, I'm friends with like one of your mother's friends, and I just recall her saying something about it. And but yeah, the girl Jennifer, like she, like I said, she explained it to my mother. I guess she says that she shot her up with something to overdose her first, and then they moved her from a spot. They were around the 51st area. They were partying, having fun or whatever, and I guess they kind of went overboard because she was with a bunch of people that night.
And you said she was with a bunch of people that night?
No, I wasn't there. She was the way she explained it, like they was with a bunch of people and they were partying, getting high, smoking PCP. Like I said, my mother was older, but you know, she attached to younger women or whatever, and she said something about like your friend's a killer, and she killed that girl on 51st and left her in the field and shot her up with some diabetes medicine or something like that. You know, like I said, this is a year ago. I really ain't, you know, this is really my first time even thinking about it, saying something about it, even expressing that I even know something about it. So, you know, like I said, it's difficult for me.
Yeah, because we heard that she was last seen with a man named...
Yeah, see, I don't know that guy.
Well, can you
like
just
said,
like do us a favor and just call in and you can be anonymous? Because it'll really help.
I mean, I know your mother, but I seen her that day. She walked to Rainbow because I was on 47th and Brush Creek. I watched her walk to Rainbow. I don't know your mother, but I I seen her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people. I'm really from Kansas City. I know a lot of people, so it's kind of hard for me to miss that. You know what I mean? So, and like, I really wish I could think of that day because I can honestly say I think that was the day that it happened, that night. I really wish I could. I'm gonna go back in like my messages and stuff that I was talking to my mother about and see if I can get that date because I know I can find the way I can find that date.
And you said she overdosed her with diabetes medicine?
Yes.
Where would they get diabetes medicine from?
I have no idea. To be honest, like, you know, it was some type of medicine that she shot her up with to take her down, you know what I'm saying, before she took her out. You know what I mean? So I really, and they probably thought she was dead, and then they probably shot her in the head. That's my speculation. I don't know that far, but like I know my mother said that the girl Jennifer did it, and that she was with her, and they were smoking PCP and getting high, and it was a group of them. To be honest, I was like I said, I was staying in that area. I was staying on 51st in Cleveland. I walked to the store, and I think when your family put out like the missing persons thing. I was in the store on 51st, and I heard some guys saying, like, yeah, she was around there kicking it with us.
I mean, I'm sure they could have been and found whoever did. Like she told us, they know what happened. If y'all know what happened, then
Right.
what did they need? Like we said, we told you where these people. You got tips where these people was at. How you talking about? Oh, I'm gonna send a car and I'm gonna go canvass the area. I called back. Oh, we still trying to find these people.
Right. It's not that.
And I went off on her. I went off on her. I don't, like I told her, I don't give a damn what you do. You better work this case.
Right.
I said, y'all already treated us unfair. Y'all did us wrong.
Right.
And for y'all not to try to find out what took place with my sister, y'all still doing us unfair. You know, for like a whole year after my sister passed, I still didn't want to accept the fact that she was gone. I was like, sure, maybe she just out of town or something, you know. It's hard because, like, we wasn't distance. We was close. We was all close, you know. So, all we want is some kind of justice. We want closure. We want closure.
Just tell us
you know,
something.
my mom, these are my mom's words. I want to know what happened to my baby before I leave if something happened to me. You know, and we pray, like, one day we can get that, you know, what happened. Yeah, you know, it's sad because it's hard for us because she left kids behind. And, you know, when we look at them, we just think of her, you know. And it's hard for them, like, when holidays come or Mother Days come, they don't have their mom. So we gotta be the aunt, the grandma, the mama. we gotta be it all.
And you get to see her and all her grandkids. You can see a little bit of Mae in all of them.
Okay, so at first I know we wanted to touch upon the rules or the guidelines for when you can report an adult missing.
Right.
Take them away, Heather. Just kidding.
You can report a person missing as soon as they go missing. There is no time limit or you have to wait 24 hours or you have to wait 3 days. It's that's not true. And the fact that police can just throw out this number and do that. No, if your loved one is gone missing and you know their typical behaviors or their typical patterns, and that stops, like you talk to them every day on the phone, and then all of a sudden 3 days go by, you know their routine, and that is all it takes for you to be able to do it.
Because they said they were nervous the first day, but after the whole weekend, they knew something was wrong.
Right, and the police dropped the ball, big time. They didn't even just drop the ball. They took that ball and it would just fell right down off a cliff. A missing person is defined as someone who meets one of the following characteristics: is physically or mentally disabled, is missing under circumstances indicating that the missing person's safety may be in danger, or is missing under involuntary or unknown circumstances.
Which is what the majority, I think, would be hitting.
Unknown. So, again, that's anything.
And if you go to a station and they're like, oh, we don't have anyone here, they need to call someone in because, I mean, they can call an officer in to do a report.
Anybody can do a report. I think even the dispatcher can do a report. You can call it in.
I'm not sure.
It's just the biggest bunch of crap.
It should be done.
Do your job.
She, if she was reported, well, if they would have taken the report, like they were saying, they would have looked into it earlier. She might have been found earlier. The evidence would have been there. More evidence would have been there.
Things underneath her fingernails.
Right.
I mean, they have. These cops have completely just jacked things up, and so now it's up to all of us to try to help and put the pieces back together. The family is doing everything they can. They've tried reaching out to the media, and to other missing persons organizations, and no one's no.
And then they have, of course, gave tips, but I don't think the tips are being followed through.
Oh my goodness, the tips that this family has gotten is enough.
I can go arrest them right now.
Haley and I solved it. I mean, well, they solved it, and Haley and I were like, solved. We checked the boxes, and we're like, oh wait, no, we're not detectives. Yeah,
They should be though. They should hire us.
Oh my God, we'd fire so many cops. But the point is that the family members have, and they're the ones who are even talking to these people. They're detectives. I'm telling you, Detective April has just done an amazing job.
You know, and that's what we were talking about. The family who have to be advocates for their family, for their murdered or missing family members. They have to be detectives. They're the only advocates. They're the ones that have to keep their family's name out there. Yet they still have to be able to function.
Right.
Take care of their children.
Right.
And then fight for, I don't know, it's ridiculous. They shouldn't have to be the ones to do it.
No, but it amazed me when the women that we met tonight, Carrie's family they are strong women. They have bonded together. I mean, they're already close, but it's just amazing that the love they have for each other. I mean, they were remarkable women, and it really ticks me off that they're not getting the help that they need on getting this solved. It's, again, all these tips, and not getting the detective to call them back. Even if, we've talked about this too, even if they just wanted to, even if it's a phone call going, we don't have any news, we don't have any updates, just wanting you to know we're thinking of you. That's all.
A good call would be when a detective takes over.
Right.
That's just courtesy. Hey, I'm taking over. There's a new set of eyes on it, and hopefully we can find out something to help your family.
Carrie's family, they've reached out. They have talked to a lot of people who have given them information. We are really hoping that these people will come forward now after all these years, and get it off their chest.
I understand you're scared, but there's a time when you just have to do the right thing.
Right.
And I'm sure you need $25,000 on top of it, but I mean, you should be doing it just because. Not for the money, but
if that's what it takes to get your butt up there, then do it.
It happens quite a bit. I mean, if we can flip it around and have them scared instead of us scared, it would be a lot different.
Right. So there are certain people, can't say their names, that have vital information. So we're talking to you. You need a ride to the police station? We're there.
I'll call you to Uber. I'm not going to take you.
Oh. We'll get you there.
Well, yeah, we'll make sure you get there.
We'll get there. I mean,
actually, the officer should come to you. I mean, I don't see.
You know what?
They should just.
I will drive the officers to you. Just reach out. We have got to get this done. I mean, the evidence is all there because we heard it.
So.
Because we said, and
I know that's what a lot of it is. We know usually who the suspect is. We just need to get the people talking.
Right.
So you will be a freaking hero. I'm telling you.
Right. Be a hero.
Yeah, you would let's get these people off the street.
You do it
once, they're gonna do it again.
All right. Definitely would do it again. You do it, I will make you a cape. You hear that? You'll get $25,000 and a handmade cape by Heather.
Wow, that should work.
Do it, please.
Yeah. They should be getting a call by Monday.
It would have been a neat cape. This family deserves it. Oh, and her grandson, I know you guys saw that little grandson. He is so cute. If anything, do it for him. Do it for him and let him know that, you know what, there's still good in the world and that people are willing to do the right thing.
So subscribe, share. Definitely share, because we need this watched until it gets to the correct people. And we're working for y'all. So, do we know where we're having the next show on?
No, I'm working on it. I'm going to do one of the, a subscriber request.
Oh, yeah. Forgot we had some requests.
Yes, so I was going to do one of
Suggestions.
those. Suggestion. I was going to do one of the viewer suggestions, subscriber suggestions. But thanks a lot. Thanks for all of you that continue to watch. It means a lot to us.
And
We
I've reached
appreciate-
out to a couple families, not to totally cut you off. I haven't received responses yet, but I'm really waiting and hoping that a couple of these people respond, because I would like to do an episode for them. So, anyway.
Right.
And if you have any suggestions, please let us know.
Yes, please. Please type it down below. I don't do that. Okay. Anyway, thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks.